My name's Josh Spiegel and I study product design at RMIT.
My name's Ross, I'm an administrator and a musician.
My name's Haas and I'm an employment consultant, and together we make up the Boxwars Council.
So I didn't...
Okay, Boxwars began when we were in a park and we spotted these kids and they were fighting, they were dueling with these cardboard poles, and they were attacking each other, trading blows, and afterwards when they finished battling, we picked up those cardboard poles and started battling each other and realised Boxwars from that moment. We envisioned armour and castles and forts and tanks.
We took a pure idea that we saw these kids do, and we took it another level.
And we all got together. We didn't actually build together, we all built separately.
We all had our own interpretation of what a suit of armour was out of cardboard. It only took us one day to do it. We turned up and none of us looked like each other, and so we thought, oh, is that what you meant? After the first battle, in a backyard, we thought, we've got an idea right now, since that was so much fun, let's do it again. How do we do it again? Better.
It was all creativity and there was no pretentiousness in it for me.
We decided to take it into a
Taking
public
it to
place.
the people.
And we took it to the people, then decided to do things we hadn't done before, make bigger suits, more complicated ones. But we took it to a larger space and invited people to come along, so there was probably at least 50 people. And then we thought people like to watch this. So we went back, I don't know, a few months later, and we did another battle in the park, and the crowd just multiplied.
From that day forth, we have had an annual Boxing Day battle. Every year the crowd grows. We see people that we met at the first year, and we're getting new people coming every single year. It's our annual event that draws in the crowd. It's great.
No matter how many people there are in the crowd, no matter how many people you have cheering you on, you're in a freaking battle with cardboard armour. It's awesome fun.
We didn't care if anyone looked down on what we did and thought it was a couple of geeks in the park. We were brutal and creative at the same time, and not many people can say that they've done that. We're geniuses for putting those two things together so seamlessly. I don't think you can find anything that is so seamlessly integrated. Creativity and brutality.
As far as having an organisation goes, we have the first official one. We had friends here that were doing it here with us already, and they moved to Scotland and they made their own group, which was great. They did it a little differently and surprised us with things, and they did some really great shows.
And pioneered the pub scene.
We met another chap online. He runs his chapter in Canada, our friend's Skullman. So
He's a very cool guy.
He's probably the hero of Boxwars. If there's anyone that can ascend to be a god from being a mere box warrior, it's probably him.
We had an invite from some people we knew that were releasing an album, and they wanted to use some live footage from battles that we've done before in their video clips. We offered them something another step better by appearing live on a stage as they released their album, and they were just blown away by that.
They wanted something that was synchronized, and we were like, fuck that, we're just having an all-out battle.
And the crowd just went mental, and we thought, yeah, this works again.
We did another gig for the Hibernators. They had no idea, apart from one of the band members, that we were going to show up. The guy that headlines it, or that is on the mic, his jaw dropped to the floor, and as soon as it kicks in, we just went off.
We started to get more involved. We work with the band. We have little introductions sometimes where we'd all of a sudden boot a door in and appear in costumes and kind of overrun the place.
Our Russian gig, we had this concept where we came in as poor Russian tank commanders that were being victimized by the evil peasants. And the peasants, all we wanted to do was get them to harvest some potato. That's all, you know? Just harvest 6 million potatoes by Friday.
We just wanted them to do what we told them to do.
And instead, what do? They uprise and they attack.
It just so happened it went down inside a bar at night while the band was playing.
Yeah,
how was
a
that?
crowd.
Eventually, we decided to enter into the Fringe Festival.
And scouts from Big Day Out were there.
Yeah, which then led us into the Big Day Out and really set us off.
I mean, what else could you see Boxwars at Big Day Out? It's obviously got to be Lily World. It's the real
crux.
It's the crux. It's the epicenter of culture at Big Day Out.
Well, take 3 men, some cardboard and a couple of Stanley knives, and you've got a unique brand of interactive theatre that's been featuring at the Big Day Out concerts.
Many of these other heartless stages don't have half the culture that this place has, and now they had us.
At that point, it just took off.
Every single year that Big Day Out's been going on, Lily World has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now that it's so big, it's got so many facets and heads and weird offshoots. It's become a beast that needs to manifest itself into more creative pursuits outside of it, and that's where I believe Boogie came from. We got asked by the organisers of Boogie to be a part of their festival. It's a festival that's trying the least to be like any other festival, I believe. It's just letting its gut hang out, sort of thing. And I love that about Boogie. The kind of reception we get there every year is one of coming home. It's really like we've got 2 annual events now, it seems. It's the Boxing Day Boxwars and now it's Boogie. We had so much planned, we weren't sure that it was all going to go to plan. So we had all these cues. We had Dicko's speech, who was on the stage commentating, and we're worried that we're going to sync up with that. We had the 2 groups. We had the animals and the tractors, and we had specific times and things they needed to do. The more elements that you put into a show, the more things can go wrong, and we're worried that it wasn't going to happen. Of course, it didn't. You know, things didn't happen as we planned it,
but they still worked out well.
Running into a battle, what we've all described that we feel is just everything else just disappearing. I mean, it looks normal. It looks like we're just running in there and having fun, but it is seriously a combat situation. Everything disappears and you totally go into concentration mode.
I nearly saw a man get his head crushed.
At one point during the battle, I was in the rabbit outfit. Someone had kicked the side in and there was a big hole. Another person had then pushed me to the ground, and at that point Dicko goes, "Everyone on the rabbit!" And everyone starts charging towards me and laying into me, and here I am laying on the ground. I've got this big gaping hole in the side, and all this dust just kicks up inside the suit, and I was just choking on that stuff.
Boxwars happens upon dirt, it becomes airborne, and therefore becomes a digestible medium, which very quickly became our staple diet during the battle. Would you say?
Got my gear covered in dust, but that's all good.
Richard, who helped us get this gig in the first place, he was so excited about Boxwars being a Boogie, he had to be in it. So he chucked on a 3-minute track and ran full blast down to the battlefield and jumped up on top of the excavator and promptly fell through it, wedging himself on a cross beam, probably jeopardising his barbering chances for the future.
So thanks, Richard.
What a good shot! What a good, what good imagery we got out of that. The pain, the frustration on his face.
The day after is always the worst day.
We
When
always
the pain sinks in.
we always come out thinking, oh, untouched, got nothing, feel
Yeah,
great, and then in
yeah.
the morning
You can't move.
you're
Euphoria, it shrouds many things. The Boogie Festival itself is a carbon neutral event, so they donate money to tree creds for every car that comes up. They pay to plant trees. Everything goes to recycling. It comes from recycling. We actually take it
from retailers already, so they're going to chuck it. We rescue it from being chucked.
And we kind of add another step in its process before it gets recycled.
But we possibly save it from being thrown out. So I think we may be doing the environment, in most cases, a credit and convert it into art. And that's what we do.
It doesn't matter how long we spent on it. I mean, people take days and weeks to make an ice sculpture, and that thing just comes out on one night and looks pretty for a while and then melts back into water.
We focus on the melting. We actually isolate that and go, actually, let's look at that as the actual art, the destruction of it, instead of the creation of it.
But if we built everything, we wouldn't have anywhere to put it. Like, we just keep on building. So you have to destroy it. There's no option.
You have a little cry about it, and then you go back and build something else.
You cry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Doesn't everyone?
No.
I mean, cry, being a little sad, and that's it. Shut up.
Workshop, 2 o'clock tomorrow, back here. Everyone wants to be part. We're the Box Warrior, come on down.
The day after our battle, we had a little workshop on for anyone who wanted to join, which was primarily younger kids.
That's what kids are helping out because, child labour is cheap.
Yeah, after every battle we do, there's always kids at the end of it that pick up armour and just go for it. And we've always encouraged that, and part of the way that we encouraged it at Boogie was to create a little area to build stuff for them.
Sorry? A dinosaur? I'm sure we can whip up a dinosaur. What kind of dinosaur do you want? Sorry? A green one? We don't have any green. It's all cardboard coloured. It all comes apart in little bits, so it's like a big Lego set. This is going to be great. I'm making a little barrier to enclose all the little kids. Like a cage match.
And then throw them into the battle, just a kids' battle.
So they get the chance to cut loose, and we give them that opportunity. With parents' consent, of course.
And kids, I think that they would make the best warriors.
They're crazy.
They don't think twice.
At the moment, it's going around the world. We've spread it, and we've planted the seeds for international domination. What we'd like to do is become the grandfathers of Boxwars, as in retire and let the kids take over.